Allow me to first greet everyone a happy Saturday morning, especially to our students with us today. You are very blessed to have been part of this wonderful program in journalism because not all schools are conducting Joint Academy. So with that said, congratulations for treading the path towards great experiences in your journalism journey. Let me also just share this with you. I was really happy when I was informed by the very dependable school paper advisor of Ang Supremo, Mr. Ignacio Salvador, of the conduct of Joint Academy this school year. You know why I'm happy? Well, it's because this program signaled that the Tahanan interest is refueling its passion towards journalism. And I am glad to be chosen again as one among the rest backers to share with you some valuable ideas I have also come to learn from my experience as former school paper advisor for more than a decade of the Mason. Journalism is in my heart, then and even still now. I got excited especially that photojournalism, from one among the categories in journalism, was what had been really close to my heart. It's not because I love taking selfies and pictures and posting them to my social media account. In fact, I am not into uploading and posting of pictures in Facebook. I seldom do that. Now, what I'm trying to say is that not because you are enjoying to take pictures of yourself and everything that you do or see, then post them or upload them, you could already be a photojournalist. So for today, we are going to talk about essentials of photojournalism. So you could also find it in your heart, whether you would want to be a photojournalist or choose another category to try on. Akala kasi ng mga students like you, this is the easiest category from among the journalism categories. Well, I would rather describe it as the most exciting one, rather than the easiest one. At bakit siya exciting? Yan ang aalamin natin as I move on to the discussion of photojournalism. To start with, I'd like you to solve the following rebus puzzle phrases I am about to show you. You could just simply shout out your answer while the 10-second timer is running, or it depends on the day's facilitators. By the way, a rebus is a picture representation of a name, work, or a phrase. Each rebus puzzle portrays a common word or phrase. Let me give you an example. Look at this one. What do you think is its meaning? Since the word head is over the word heels, the answer to the puzzle would be head over heels. The phrase head over heels is used when one is very much in love with someone. Get it? Now try this one. What have you noticed? What does it try to tell us? The answer is space invaders. Simply because there is a space within the letters vaders. Space invaders refer to hostile aliens from outer space. If you got the answer correctly, you're doing great. How about this? And the answer is try to understand. As you can see, the number 2 is under the word stand. Try to understand means to exert effort in getting the meaning of something. Did you get the answer right? If yes, keep it going. Let's have the next one. What do you think does it try to show us? It means falling in love. As it's pretty obvious that the letters of the word love are written downward. And the last one is, do you know the answer? Yes, you're right. It means life begins at 40. It means life begins at 40. The phrase life begins at 40 means that when one reaches the age of 40, life becomes better. Maybe because one has the skills, experiences, and means to enjoy life already. I hope you did enjoy that simple puzzle game and that it awakens your minds in preparation for our discussion on photojournalism. What did you do to come up with an answer to those puzzle phrases? Yes, you analyze. Ginamit niyo ang inyong logical thinking skill. You analyze the puzzle phrases to comprehend what each tries to tell us. Same thing with photojournalism. You don't just simply click the shutter of your camera. You think before you click. Ang tanong lagi sa sarili, as I always tell my photojournalists before, kapag kinunan ko ang tao, bagay, hayop o situation na ito, ano ang message na ipaparating ko sa makakakita ng picture? Kung wala kang makitang magandang dahilan o kwento na mabubuo out of the picture na kukuhaan mo, huwag mo nang ituloy. Sayang ang effort. This time, look at these photos which were taken during the worst wildlife disaster in Australia way back 2019. That is the largest forest fire in that country that killed thousands of wildlife. And tell me, ano pagkakaiba ng dalawang pictures sa bawat slide? May emotional appeal ba sila pareho? Naantig ba ang puso mo nung tignan mo ang pictures? Saan ka mas nakaramdam ng kirot sa puso mo? How about these photos? Anong masasabi niyo bukod sa maganda ang shot ni photographer sa images? One is an action shot, while the other is a still image, meaning inanimate, lifeless, or non-living object. Are they both artistically captured? Yes. Yung action shot really demonstrated the action of the two rabbits. Nakuha pati yung parang dust surrounding the two animals. Still image made use of the selective focus. Blur ang background para ang focus lang is dun sa leaf. The last two again is with emotional appeal. One of the most important aspects of telling stories in pictures or in photojournalism is capturing the emotions of your subject, which in this picture is the koala animal. Using those pictures then, let's try to differentiate photography from photojournalism. According to Merriam Dictionary, photography is an art. What do we mean when we say art? It means creative. Can we say that those pictures were creatively shot? Creative ba ang pagkakapicture dun sa mga images kanina that we compared? The answer is yes. Can we consider them photography? Yes. Now, from among the 6 pictures, which tells us a news? News refer to a broadcast report of information about important events in the world, the country, or the local area. Sa mga pictures na yan, alin ang nagbibigay ng impormasyon sa atin ukol sa isang mahalagang kaganapan? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6? The answer is number 5. Bakit? Ano at sino ang nakita niyo sa picture? Isang kawalang uhaw na uhaw and a fire rescuer who cared to give it a drink. Is that a story? Yes. Is it worth to tell everyone? Yes. Kabali-balita ba ang action ni fire rescuer? Yes. At alam niyo ba na ang picture number 5 ay isang halimbawa ng image for photojournalism? Therefore, what is photojournalism? Photojournalism is a specialized branch of publication. It is the art and science of photography combined with the written words. Relating it to picture number 5, photojournalism is the art or practice of communicating news or information by photographs. So, ibig sabihin, hindi dahil maganda ang shot ay may journalistic value na or pang photojournalism na. It must be a combination of creative shot plus an appeal to relay news story to those who would look at the picture. Sa picture number 5, kahit walang text, masasabi ng titingin ang kwentong ipinapakita ng larawan. Ano ang kwentong kabali-balita sa larawang ito? It shows how people were touched by the plight of the animals affected by the wildfire. Is that clear? I hope so. Moving on, here are the 5 main functions of photos or illustrations in a publication. Remember that the role of photojournalism is to include photos and illustrations in publications. So if you are aiming to be a photojournalist, you must be familiar with the following functions of image in a publication. Number 1, to attract attention. Aminin natin, marami sa atin ang visual learners. We get attracted to read materials when we see visuals or images. We always think na mas madaling maintindihan ang article kapag may images rather than when it's purely text. Katulad halimbawa nitong front page kung saan malaking larawan ni Pia ang bubungad sa titingin. It would sure get readers' attention. Number 2, to illustrate a point in the story. Illustrations or images can provide important background knowledge and offer contextual cues on what's happening in the article we read. Mas naiintindihan natin ang highlight ng binabasa natin kapag may pictures. The next one is to tell a story itself through the aid of captions. Some images or photos include captions. What is caption? Captions are also known as catlines. They are few words or sentences that go with an image to explain what's happening in the photo in a news-like manner. Number 4 is to tell a story in sequence with other illustrations. This is relevant to feature article that uses series of pictures and illustrations. And the last one is to give visual relief to the layout. Definitely, pictures add spice to the physical look of a publication and saves readers from being bombarded with so much text. I believe we will all agree na masakit sa mata kapag puro letters and words lang nakikita natin. Images save us from getting headaches as we read. And those are just 5 among the essential functions of photojournalism in publication. Now let's talk about some of the elements of effective picture to use in a publication. Number 1, prominence. Just like in a story itself, pictures of prominent personalities attract the interest of readers. Ibig sabihin, if gagamit tayo ng picture ng isang tao para sa isang article or publication, we choose those who are well-known. Like for instance, sa school, sino ba ang pinaka-prominente? Of course, si school head or ang principal. The next is action. Ika nga, action speaks louder than voice. Tandaan, kapag magpo-photoshoot, dapat ang nasa larawan ay nagpapakita ng kilos at galaw at hindi parang nagpipicture ka for ID purposes lang. And the third one is timeliness. The immediacy of the picture can also enhance its value, meaning to say, ang image na gagamitin mo should be something in accordance with the event happening. Hindi pwedeng ngayon nangyayari ang event tapos ang picture na gagamitin mo para sa publication or news ay yung nakunan mo sa nagdaang araw pa. The next is human interest. This is also one among the important elements of a picture. When we say human interest, they are pictures that show emotion. These are photographs of the human activities, their behavior, and their expressions as per particular, which attracts sympathy from the one looking at it. Next is drama. People love drama. It's exciting and it gets your imagination going. It helps you escape the ordinary and the boring. Anything mysterious, exciting, scary, or unusual is bound to create a dramatic mood in your photo. So try to tell a story using your inner fears. So those are the elements of an effective picture. At this juncture, let's discuss on rules of composition. Number 1, the first one is rule of thirds. Ang ibig sabihin, ang position ng subject sa picture ay nasa 1/3 of the frame, not at the center. Like in that example you are seeing right now. You divide the frame into 9 equal rectangles, 3 across and 3 down, and look at where the 3 is located in the frame. It is in the 1/3. So that is what we call rule of thirds. Next is centered composition and symmetry. There are times when placing a subject in the center of the frame works really well. Symmetrical scenes are perfect for a centered composition. They look really well in square frames too. In photography, symmetry appears when parts of your composition mirror other parts equally. Look at this example photo. Symmetry could even be horizontal or vertical alignment. We also have fill the frame. Filling the frame with your subject, leaving little or no space around it, can be very effective in certain situations. It helps you focus the viewer completely on the main subject without any distractions, just like the kid in the picture that almost occupied the whole frame as well as the cat. Next is simplicity and minimalism. Simplicity itself can be a powerful compositional tool. It is often said that less is more. Simplicity often means taking photos with uncomplicated backgrounds that do not distract from the main subject. Only things you want the viewer to see appear in the picture. Look at this flower and its clean background. It shows us simplicity and minimalism. Last we have is selective focus. Using a shallow depth of field to isolate your subject is a very effective way of simplifying your composition. By using a wide aperture, you can blur the background that might otherwise distract from your main subject. Meaning, you blur those in the background which are somehow have nothing to do with the subject. And these are just the 5 basic compositions of photojournalism. There are actually a lot to learn. Now let's deal with the A, E, I, O, U of photojournalism. Letter A is for action. Always ensure that you take pictures in action mode. Bawal ang selfie. Bawal ang firing squad picture. Ibig sabihin nakapose. Candid shots in action are good. Letter E means emotion. Capture the emotions of the people you take pictures of. Happy, sad, angry, exciting, tired, and many more. Those are what you need to take photos of. Next is I, for interaction. If you're capturing people, or 2 individuals, or group of individuals, be sure that they are interacting with each other in the picture and not simply just seated beside each other. Letter O is for organized. Know what you want to take picture of. The story to tell or news to tell through images. Think before you click. And the last is U for uncluttered. Uncluttered photos are simple and do not have anything to distract you from the subject. This is relevant to the element of simplicity. Ibig sabihin, iwasang isama sa photo ang di kailangan sa image, tao man yan or bagay. Pero kung hindi maiwasan, just be sure that your focus is on the main subject of the image, like this ones. And those are what you need to ponder as you tread on the world of photojournalism. I hope you learned from the discussion. This time, I'd like you to apply what you learned by doing this task. This photo shoot session is for 1 hour. Your topic is your camera and you. And the theme would be the school plight in the post-pandemic or endemic. That's it for today. I'll just be with you again for another journalistic category lecture. Good luck and God bless you all.